Hi world. It's me again. I'm back, I guess. I don't know if I'm back. I think I'm just bored. So here's what's going on in my life. So my son is going to be taken by his dad, not because I did anything, but because his dad quit his job. So he just wants to be his primary caretaker because my mom's getting surgery on her knee soon. So we needed to figure out the caretaking situation, and I make more money than he does, and he's got like 20 grand saved up, so he can afford to, take some time off from work during my mom's surgery. But that's what's going on right now. And his last day is Monday, and I'm really gonna miss my son because, like, literally yesterday I came in the house and I just started crying because I was like, I'm gonna miss my son so much because, like, he's gonna have him all the time. And, like, I don't know, usually when I go over to Devin's house, he's like, what are you doing here? Like, if I don't text him, he gets mad at me, and I'm like, okay. And, like, recently I had sex with someone new because I went over to his house, and I don't know, he just, like, made me cry because he was rude. And yeah, I mean, he made it sound like he was having sex with someone new, and I started crying. And then he's like, you really thought that I did? And I was like, why would you deliberately try to make me cry? Because that's awful. So what I did was, there's this guy that I've been talking to for over a year, and I told Devin, I was like, hey, I'm gonna text this guy and tell him I want to have sex with him because I need to get over this. Because, I went over to his house because I was a little horny, and I was like, let's see what happens. And yeah, he was rude. And I was like, you know what? I just want to get laid. So what I did was, on the 4th of July, I texted him, and I was like, hey, you want to have sex? And he's like, yeah. And, well, we did it. And it was the 4th of July. So, I mean, we were online friends. I only met him once, and the sex was really good. It was really, really, really good. He been waiting. He been waiting for that. But, yeah. I never been fucked like that in my life, Never in my life have I ever been fucked like that. Like, he was hitting my G-spot. I never had a man do that. Like, it was like a porn star. I was like, what? What's happening? What's happening? Like, literally, it was great. And then, I thought it was going to be a one-night stand. And we're not dating or anything because I'm not talking to him anymore. But what happened was, he did say he wanted to date me. And, he told me that, I was, like, one of the most beautiful girls he's ever seen or whatever. I don't know. And then he's like, he's super sweet. Like, you don't have to say that. I never really had a guy say that necessarily. But, there's just, I mean, I could tell he's attracted to me. I mean, he's always, been trying to come after me or whatever. And, I finally let him hit. And, what I'm saying is, I did just want a one-night stand, and I told him that, before we did anything. And he's like, yeah, okay, that's fine. So, he came over, and, we pretty much, he just sat on the bed, and I was talking to him about his tattoos, and then I just, like, I don't know, I just, like, had a rush of, like, sadness, because I'm like, this is the guy I've been talking to for this long. And then I just kind of grabbed him, and we started making out. Like, we just started making out. Like, I don't know. Yeah. It was good. It was great. But, the whole shebang was, I did end up seeing him again. And, he told me after we had sex, he was like, I want to see you every day. And I was like, oh. Because, I wasn't really looking for that. I told him, I wanted a one-night stand, and I was like, you know what, that was great, so maybe we should do it again. So, I mean, we did end up having sex a few more times, but, he did want to see me all the time, which is, I mean, that's great. My ex, the one that made me cry, he just never really wanted to see me, really. He never once asked me if he wanted, if I wanted him to come over. No, not once did he ever ask me that. And this guy's like, oh, I want to come over, and I'm like, that's great, you know, but I don't know, I'm just searching for a specific feeling of like oneness, and I guess I felt it a little, but it's also like, it's just, I don't know, sometimes feelings fade, and I feel like it faded fast for me, and yeah, so I'm not talking to him anymore. And one day we were laying in bed, and he was telling me he'd do anything to date me, and I was like, I want to date you. And then he started crying, and I cried too because I felt like a bitch. But I told him what I wanted, and I was like, I told you that. But I could tell he was hurt, and I saw him as my friend. We've been talking for such a long time, and he would tell me about other girls. I wouldn't get jealous or anything. I'd just be like, yeah, okay, whatever. And yeah, apparently, I guess he got this chick pregnant a few months ago, but she got an abortion, so he was upset about that because he already had 2 kids, and I was like, okay. But yeah, but he stopped drinking the whole week where we were dating, or not dating, but seeing each other, and yeah, I don't know. He was really sweet, except for this one time. It was after we went on our first date. Okay, we went on our first date at the Indian restaurant, and everything was going good. And then we went to the gas station or whatever to get a drink. And on our way there, he told me that I look like a frog on the poster, and I was like, "Why would you say that?" So I left, and I was like, "Yeah, you're not gonna do that. I don't like that shit." And he was like, "What's going on?" I was like, "Why the fuck are you calling me that?" I don't fuck with that. I've been in abusive relationships, and I know how that shit is, and that's what it fucking sounds like to me. I don't like that. I don't like people belittling my looks, because I think I look fantastic, and that's what I think of myself, and I expect somebody who loves me to think that, I look great all the time and not compare me to a frog on a poster, because that's like a 3-year-old. Why would I want to date a 3-year-old that says I look like a frog? I don't look like a frog. I look like a beautiful angel. Thank you. And I don't know, me and my friend, we both have problems with men, and we're both pretty girls. She's fucking beautiful, and I consider myself beautiful, so there's a lot, people tell me all the time, and I'm like, yeah, great. Even though I'm overweight, people still call me beautiful and all that. It's great. Just random people on the street or at the restaurant, they'd be like, oh, he's so cute. I'm like, thank you. And I'm obese. You could be obese and beautiful. That's something that people don't, on social media. I feel like people care so much on social media, but in real life, nobody really gives a fuck. Not really. Because I don't. When I see a fat person, I'm like, oh, they like to eat. It's that easy. They like to eat. That's all it means, really. Is that they like to eat. I like to eat. You know what I'm into. I got fat on my body. You know what makes me happy. It's the fucking food. But I've been trying to eat healthier. I did lose 10 pounds, but I gained some back because I've just been eating. But I've been eating healthier, though. I've been eating nuts and bananas and all what I used to eat when I was thinner. And it's not necessarily that I want to lose a whole bunch of weight. I think I look fine now. I just my belly is the only thing that really bothers me, and maybe my arms are a little too big. But my legs, I like my big fat legs. I don't know what it is about my big fat legs, but I love my big fat legs. Yeah. But the thing is that when I lost the weight, it went in my boobs too, and I started getting loose skin again. And that's not something that I'm excited about. But, I've been eating healthier, and that's good. And I think I need to cut down on the sugary drinks, because I do like to drink Starbucks and stuff. But, other than that, that's really it. That's really what's been going on in my life. And yeah, I feel like I've been doing fine without social media. I've been feeling great, honestly. And, I'll be on here maybe once in a while. I'm not really sure. I don't have a plan. I'm just kind of living. And living is great. Living is great. And the issue with social media is the whole Epstein Files thing, where there's like rich people out there who are powerful, eating people, and doing all these things that I personally don't agree with, because I wouldn't want to do that. Um, you know, but I don't know. I don't know what you had to go through to do that kind of stuff to people, but I'm sure it wasn't fun, because I can't imagine, what, because you never know how these people are brought up. Like, you never know what they went through. Like, what if they went through the same fucking shit? Like, you don't know. Like, and I'm not saying it's like that it makes it okay, because I'm not saying that, but I'm saying, like, you really just don't know what people are going through. And, like, if they're going through stuff that makes them want to harm people to that extent, that's awful. It really is. It's awful. And I feel really, really awful for these people, because, I think everybody deserves, love and, forgiveness. And, I know you're probably like, oh my God, why would you do that? Well, that's just who I am. I don't know. That's just who I am. That's how I've always been. But I'm just saying, like, I feel like a lot of people like that, maybe they have not been shown what love is, and they don't understand it. Or maybe they're just, they've been through a lot, and a lot of hateful things. And I agree, hateful things can make you really angry, because, I used to want to kill people. I've talked about that on my channel, where I used to really want to kill people like a chimp. And I understand that, I understand that people can make you feel like that. But, I wouldn't want to harm children or do any of that nasty stuff, because that's just, children are the most innocent beings. Maybe adults, but children, man. Children are the sweetest creatures on planet Earth. They don't know what's going on. Even when they're having a temper tantrum, they don't know what's going on. All they know is, Mommy did not give me what I wanted. And, they're so sweet and innocent. Like, there's no way, I would ever want to harm anybody like that. It's awful. And, it makes me kind of wary of social media as well, because, there's people like that out there. And, I've been, on TikTok, and I heard the story of this person who ate somebody's little girl and sent them a letter in the mail, describing how he did it and how she tasted and how it was the best meal of his life. And I can't even imagine what kind of hell that parent went through. I think I would go crazy. I think I would want to slaughter people after that. I really do. And I really mean that. I really mean that. And I really mean that. If something like that ever happened to me, I would turn into a psychopath. And I know I would, because I'm that kind of person. Like, I'm nice most of the time, unless you do something fucked up, and then I'm not. And then I'm just on the same level at that point. I'm going to be on the same level. To the best of my ability, I will be on the same level, and I'm just going to do everything. I'm going to do research on how to hack you. I'm going to, I swear to God. It's crazy. But, I don't know. It's very, but I don't want to do that, But sometimes, people are evil. Like, they're so evil. And it's like, social media gives you access to those people, and those people have access to you. That's the scariest part. And, me having a child, I'm very wary of that. And I feel like at this point in my life, that's the best thing I could do for my kid. Maybe if I was, older and he was older and, he was out of the house, maybe I would, try doing social media more seriously. I feel like right now I'm just doing it when I'm bored. And that's okay. It's okay. And I feel like, I do get obsessive about it. And I feel like when I'm on social media and when I'm doing it, I feel like I'm not paying attention to my son, and I have more more problems with my son because, there's sometimes when you get a lot of hate online, it does make your mood sour. And, sometimes, the people closest to you, they get a taste of that nastiness from you because you're in a bad mood now. And, I'm not going to lie to you. It makes me like a bad parent. And that's why I wanted to stop, because I felt awful. And I just want my son to have a good life. I want him to have a good childhood. I don't want his mom to be on the phone all day, even though I've been shopping online all the time. I don't know. I've been, online shopping all the time and, not paying enough attention. He'll bring me books to read, and then he'll just be climbing on stuff, and I'll just, be shopping. It's bad. Maybe I just need to throw away my phone. I don't know. I feel like I need to be a better parent. But, Devin's taking care of him after Monday, and, maybe he'll be better there. And I really should want the best for my son. And I just feel awful. I just feel like I could be, such a better parent. But I also feel like there's a lot worse parents out there. The other day I saw on, Facebook Reels that there's this lady on TikTok who threw a chair at her child. Hey, there ain't no fucking way, lady. You throwing a chair at your baby? She not even 2. That's too much. Even me when I, yell at my child, I feel bad. I'm like, oh God, it's bad. And there's been times where I've been way too upset and I had to leave the room. And that's okay. That's okay if you leave the room. They will be okay. For 10 minutes, Sometimes you gotta do that. And that's okay. But, that's too much. But yeah. And sometimes you have, feelings of, anger because they're, not listening or they're trying to hit you or, and you're like, okay, I need to just calm down and stop having these nasty thoughts because I'm an adult and I'm better than that and I'm not going to be a temper tantrum 2-year-old. And that's okay. I just feel like, the reason why I'm on social media again now is because, my son is leaving me. And now I'm going to be bored. And, I have friends to hang out with. Don't get me wrong. I have friends, okay? My friends are here. And, I have friends. I just stay in the house a lot, and there's not really a lot to do in this town. There's a lot of crackheads, and, I don't know. And it's really hot outside. It's so fucking hot. It's 97 degrees. I'm like, well, what the fuck am I going to do out there? Scorch and die? No. You got me fucked up. I'm not going to do that. Get me out of here. I want to stay in the AC this summer. I already got my tan. No. But, I'm going to go to Kings Island on the 28th with one of my friends. She invited me over there, and I was like, oh my God, and she's going to pay for all of it. I'm like, dude, that is so awesome. Thank you so much. She invited me, so I'm going to go, and she wants to go to the water park too, and apparently they have alcohol there, so I'm excited, because I like alcohol. But yeah, I'm just happy that she invited me, because, I always wanted to go to Kings Island for a long time, and I've always, I sometimes she went without me. I was like, why didn't she invite me? But now she invited me, so I'm happy. And she's paying for it. Because she's a YouTuber, so she actually makes money doing YouTube. Sagittarius Soul Tarot is her name on YouTube. You can look her up. She's got, I think, 11,000 subscribers. So she does make money, and then she has, a little shop. You could buy her merch and stuff. But, yeah, I'm so proud of her. She's really worked her ass off. Literally. I can't tell you how many videos she's fucking made. And she's working her ass off for what she wants in life. And I am so proud of her for that because she deserves every fucking subscriber. I literally see how hard she works and it's insane. I do not work that hard for social media. I'm just here and there and that's it, And that's just how I want to do it for now, There's freaks in the world. There's freaks. And I might be one of them inside my soul. Everybody is, and if the evil comes out. But, there's good people too. And, I want the good people, not the freaks. But there's not, there's no guarantee of that. I've already seen some freaks on my Instagram. There's a guy that sent me a video of him fucking Elmo with a fleshlight in him. I'm like, no. Kill me. That's fucking weird. And then another guy sent me a picture of his elephant dick. Sir, that is a third leg. And I don't want none of that. Where's that gonna go? Not here, not there. Where's it going? No, that needs to go to the zoo. I'm not joking. That thing was ginormous. I don't know what what is that? That was insane. He needs to fucking use both hands to jack that shit off. Like this. Oops, here, I'm gonna show you. Like this. Like, I'm not even fucking joking. Like, that shit was ginormous. Like, what? What? Why? Why are you sending that to me, sir? Do you think I could fit that in my little twat? No! I can't. I can't even handle this much. I'm not joking. I need an Asian man. I need an Asian man with a grape. Because that is too much for me. And I really mean that. Asian man with a grape, where are you? You never hear that. You really don't. Where's the grapes? I'm not joking. And I'm not. And that's the beauty of it, is I'm not joking. There's girls that like grapes, and I'm one of them, okay? I'm one of them. As long as he looks good, so as long as I'm feeling happy in his presence. But, yeah, that's it. I talked for 21 minutes. I need to stop. But thank you for listening to my problems and keeping up with me if you subscribed. Yay! I guess this is kind of like me having, like, online friends that I don't actually talk to. Unless you guys comment all the time, then maybe I talk to you, but I don't know. If you ever just want to talk to me in the comments, you could literally just ask me anything. I will literally answer. But tell me about your life. I don't know. I'm curious. Like, I want online friends. I feel like that would be cool. And if people unsubscribe, you're not my friend. You're not nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather have people that actually like me than people who don't and act like they do. And then go, oh, I don't like you anymore. Well, then you're not my friend and you never were. Bitch. But anyway, yeah, so the people that stay, they're going to be my friend now. They're going to be my friend. Through thick and thin, bitch. But yeah, that's it. So I'll see you guys in the next video, maybe. I don't know when it's going to be, but it'll probably be when I'm bored. But yeah, thank you guys for subscribing. I have like 700 now. Oh, so exciting. But I want to get a gaming PC and make more APB videos in the future. I just need to save up. And I also want to save up for some tattoos. I want to get like a Nightmare Ned sleeve probably. It's a kid's horror game pretty much by Disney. And I like the ghosts and the art in that game. It's very gothic and cool. So, but yeah, thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.